Hello, greetings to you. I'm Chris Still, and today we are going to continue with our Python lessons. So, I'm still using programmers.com. Alright, so this is the link. So you can use this link. And when you open programmers.com/Python programming/online compiler, you first see this online Python compiler into bracket interpreter to run Python online. Then you have write Python 3 code in this online editor and run it. But you can see that when we run it, the only thing that prints is this print hello world. Okay, and we don't have an error for this. It's because of this hash. Okay, this hash is actually a commenter, like it comments things out. Okay, so we can put something like our index number here, maybe 18554 something, or we can even put our name here, maybe Chris. And because we put that over there, when we run it, we do not have any error. It's just a comment. Okay, so that's just by the way. Today we are going to do something called variables, and then we'll use it to actually do a calculator if we still have time. So first let's define what variables are. So variables actually store something, and then when you need it, you actually go to the variable and then you get the thing back. So it's like a container that stores something. So for example, we have a student called Kwesi. Okay, so the student's name is Kwesi. So this is how we define variables. Always try to use the small letter, and then you just bring it. So the student name is Kwesi, and the student age is, let's say, 32, and the student maybe the height. Okay, so the height of the student is maybe 5.6 feet. Okay, so here, if we want to write something, if we go ahead and say print, and we're going to use concatenation from the previous lessons where we actually combine some functions and some numbers with some strings. Okay, sorry, I have a little hiccups. So let's say we write print the student's name is, then you bring the plus sign to concatenate, and then you write your name here. Then maybe you write name again, then bring the plus sign, and then always remember we are writing string is. Then okay, first let's bring a full stop here and bring a space. Okay, so that we get full stop and space, bring a plus here. Name is and plus age, then sorry, of age, and then let's bring a full stop here and say something like he is, let's bring the plus sign here, and then bring height, plus sign again. Then let's write feet tall. So let's run this and see. Run. Okay, we have a problem. Okay, so where is the problem? Invalid syntax. Okay, so we have this, we have plus here, we have the name, coming in again, then we have s here, we have plus here. Okay, so forgot to bring the plus here, and then we continue have a plus here, and then we are done. Okay, so let's run this again. So I says the student's name is Kwesi. Kwesi is 32 years of age. He is 6 feet tall. So we actually store these in these variables, and then we call them when we need them. So if we want to change this to Kweku, we don't need to come inside here to change anything. We just change here to Kweku and see what happens. The student's name is Kweku. Kweku is 32 years of age. He is 5.6 feet tall. So if you want to change the age, you can just change it to 4 and then run it. It says the student's name is Kweku. Kweku is 42 years of age. He is 5.6 feet tall. So that is basically it about variables. So since the last time we did a calculator, we are going to do something. Since the last time we did calculation, we are going to do a calculator. And this is how we are going to do it. We're just going to do, remember this is a comment, so we are going to do plus, minus, divide, and then multiply. Okay, so the user will have this option. Okay, so first let's write print and say choose an operator. Okay, operator, and then in this we are going to say, or let's say enter an operator. Enter an operator, and in this we are going to write plus, minus, divide, and then multiply. All right, and then after this we are going to use a function called input. Okay, we're going to use a function called input. It is also an inbuilt function like how print is. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Since we want to get the input from the user, we are going to create a variable called operator. Okay, yeah, operator, and then we say that this variable is equal to the input. Okay, and then here we say, okay, so here let's say choose an operator, and then here let's say an operator. Okay, so let's run this and see. Choose an operator, enter an operator. You can see that it's giving you an option to enter something here. Okay, that is how this is. Okay, so after the user has actually chosen an operator, what do we want to use with? So let's say first number. Okay, first number. Okay, so that one too, we attribute it to an input, and then we write enter first number. Okay, so and then we would also take a second number. So second number, and then we write equals input, then we say enter second number. Okay, so now we would have a problem here. We wouldn't have a problem here when we run this code, but we will have a problem if we actually do calculation with this code. So I'm not going to solve the problem. Let's go ahead and then I'll solve that problem. Okay, so this is what we are also going to do. We are going to do something called if statement. Okay, so this is how if statements works in Python. Okay, so we are saying that if the operator is equal to plus, okay, we use the double equal sign, okay, so that is comparison, okay. We are comparing whether what we have is the same as what the user inputs, okay. So if the operator equals plus, then we bring this, then press enter. So you can see that it moves to the next line. If it moves to the next line and you move it back, okay, and you write in a code here, you have an error. So kindly keep it on the next line. So it means that whatever you are writing here will only run under this if statement, okay. So that's how it is. So if the operator entered is plus, then take the first number, which is this variable, and then take the second number and add them together, okay. So let's say we do something like this, and then I'm just going to select or bring this here and write print first number plus second number, okay. Then we're going to say a leaf, okay, operate. This is the same as else if operator equals minus, then bring this here, okay. This was to move back automatically, but it didn't, so I'm moving it back because now this function doesn't have to this one doesn't have to run under this, okay. It's this one which needs to run under this, so it has to come here, okay. So a leaf, the operator equals this, then so let's actually copy this, okay. We're just going to bring the minus sign there, right? So you have first number minus second number, okay. So let's just copy this and paste it again, move this back, and see that I leave it is division, then divide the first number by the second number, and then we write another else if statement for this multiplication, okay. So after, then we write an else statement. So in the else statement we say print invalid operator, okay. So the else statement says that, okay, if the plus is not chosen, the minus is not selected, the division is not selected, nor the multiplication, then it should tell the user that the operator was invalid. So let's go ahead and run this. Let me show you the error that will happen here. So we run this and then we have the operator, let's say multiply first number to be 1, second number to be 2. Now it says that most recent call, it seems that a string unsupported operand. Okay, so whatever we get from the user is treated as a string, so we have to convert this into an integer. Okay, so we wrap this in brackets, and then what you are going to do is write int here and then int here. Note this, int will convert whatever is input here into an integer, and as in math, integers are positive and negative whole numbers. So let's try this and see. If we enter this, operator is multiply, first number is 2, second number is 2, so we get a 0. So let's see where we have a problem. So we say that if the operator equals this, okay, yes, we did not change the sign here, so it's actually subtracted. Okay, so let's run this again. So the operator signs, and then let's say 2 and then 2 and then we get 4. Okay, so there's the results of 2 times 2. All right, so now this is what we are going to do. Let's input a number like 2.2 and then maybe 2.1. okay, sorry, we were supposed to input an operator first. So let's say multiply 2.2, 2.1. You see here it's saying that it's an integer, so yeah, it's to be a positive or negative whole number, and this one we are having 2.1. So instead of integer, we can use another one called float. Okay, floating numbers. Okay, floating point numbers. So here when we run and we take multiply and we say 2.1 and then 3.2, we still get our answer here. Now let's do something really cool. Okay, let's not take the operator first. Let's say we give the person the chance to actually take the first number first, and then we ask the person to take an operator, and then the person will actually work with the second number. Okay, input the second number. Okay, so once we have this done, let's also say we want some things to be juicy over here. So I'm actually selecting by holding Control and then pressing the bar. So we are going to say something like first number, then the operator comes. Okay, so plus operator plus second number, and then we bring plus again, bring the equal to sign. Sorry, I'm having hiccups today. And then we bring an equal to sign. I hope I did not confuse you. I'm just looking at the time, trying to manage the time a little bit. So I'm just saying first number, then the operator here, which is plus. So right now the operator here will be minus, and here the operator here will be division. Okay, so they're saying that first number operator and then second number, okay, equals this mathematics. Okay, before we do this, okay, we have to convert all this into string, as you already know. So I'm just going to select all this, wrap it around brackets, and then write str to convert into a string. Convert the second number also into a string. I believe you know why we are doing this, because it's only strings we can actually display to the user. Like I mean, when we are making strings and then numbers, we can't just mix them. So here, because this operation has to happen, we have to select all this, wrap it, and bring a string here. Okay, so after it has calculated first number plus second number, it will just convert it into a string. All right. Okay, so I'm going to leave one out so that we will have an error for you to understand why we are doing this. We are converting it into a string. Okay, so I'm going to leave the multiplication one out so that you can actually see why you would have an error. So let's run this. Let's type the first number to be 2. Okay, we have a little bit of a problem here. It's saying first number and then it types 2. Okay, let's try running this again. Okay, I'm just spacing this out so if there is an error, I would. Okay, fine. I think the first time we were having a little issue, but I solved now. So first number is 1, operator is multiply, second number is 2. Okay, so because it wasn't wrapped around the string, okay, this one wasn't wrapped around in a string function, we are having an error. It says that can only concatenate string. Okay, so we can only concatenate string. So if you are displaying anything to the user and you have strings and numbers, you have to convert everything to strings. Okay, so let's convert this also into a string by bringing str here. Let's run this once more to see. We have first number to be 1. Okay, let's run this again. First number to be 1, operator to be multiply, second number to be 3. Okay, it says that 1.0 times 3.0 equals 3.0. Okay, so we can go ahead and do something here. Maybe I like it to be a little nice, so I like to maybe break some spaces, you know, because this here looks clustered. So yeah, I like to bring some little space and bring plus here. Okay, so I'm just spacing it out a bit, and then run this again. So the first number is 2, and let's say minus, and let's say 1. Okay, because it's online, sometimes when my network is not working, it might not just work. So let's bring the 1 again. Okay, let's run this again. We have 2, we have minus, we have 1. Okay, it says that 2.0 minus 1.0 equals 1.0. So that is all about variables, and that is also all about making a simple calculator with Python, asking the first number, the second number, and then the operator. Okay, so let's go over this. We said that the hash is used for commenting. The first number here is a variable which is storing whatever is put over here. So here we could have assigned a number to this. Nevertheless, the issue is that we don't know what number the user wants to enter, so we give the chance for the user to enter the his or her preferred number using the input function, and then we convert it into a float because we want the user to either enter 1.2, 1.1 or something. But if we want the user to enter only a number, we just use integer, which is positive and negative whole numbers, and that is int. All right, and then we just ask the user to choose an operator, and then we ask the user to enter the operator he or she prefers. We take the second number, and then we say that if the operator the person chose was plus, then it should print this. Else, if the operator the person chose was minus, let's see something here. Else if, yes, it works with Python too. You can either type elif or else if, but the issue is that okay, I don't think it does work with Python. Or is it together? Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But the issue is that you always have to use elif. Okay. So in Python, the else if is actually elif. Okay. So you're saying that if the operator is plus, then use and then print the first number, print the operator, print the first number. So here it says that print the first number, change it into a string, bring a space. Okay, so let's explain this one. It says that print the first number, change it into a string, then add a space to it, and then add the operator, and then add another space, and then add the second number, change the second number into a string, and then add the equal to sign, and then add the calculation. So in the calculation, add the first number to the second number, and then convert all of them into a string. I hope this video was helpful. See you in the next video, where we'll be doing something that you request. Actually, this was a request of someone. That was why I ran into it quickly. So hopefully we do something very nice the next time. See you. God bless you. Bye bye.